population, or we are going to take some statistics on that, and then we will produce it as a population. This population may be finite or infinite. Yes, students. Suppose if you see some persons, right? Or if you take the students in the college, it is finite. You can count how many students are there in mechanical A division, mechanical B division, mechanical. They are all finite. We can count it very easily. Therefore, this is a also a population. Then, how many students are there in college? We can. It is a finite set again. And also, if you go to VTU, again we have finite sets, right? Same way, if you go for the population of India, it is again a finite set, students. But if you go to find the population of this universe, it is infinite. So, but still it is a again population. So this is, you should know what is population. It is a universe. Okay. Then we will go to the sampling. What is sampling? Yes, a part selected from the population. Means suppose in the JIT college students, 4 semester mechanical A division, it is a part of the college, a part of the universe, right? So that will become a sample. Is it clear? Now we will select this sample. Yes, we will do the selection. Yes, mechanical engineer is there, civil engineer is there. We will select some few. Then the selection of this process of this sample is called sampling. What is sampling? Selecting the sample. Then we come across random. We go always find it in a random way. Therefore, this sample is also known as random sample. So you can just see random sample is one which each member of population has an equal chance of being included in it. Yes, students, very, very easily they have told that if you choose any directly, if you choose randomly, then that we are going to take a chance of included, right? Which is known as random sampling. And there are n different samples of size n that can be picked up from a population of size n. So please remember, this is all about sampling. Then we go for parameters and statistics. The statistical constants of population such as mean, standard deviation, right? Mean is denoted by mu, standard deviation by sigma, are called parameters. These parameters are Greek letter, students, and we will be using this in our sampling method. So you can just see this mean, standard deviation of a sample are also known as statistics. What is statistics? Some data we are going to collect. If you collect the data of mean and standard deviation, then we will get a statistic. Same way in your college, whatever the data we collect, that is marks is there, attendance is there, right? All this data will be a statistics. So what is sampling? Sampling is the selection of a subset of individual from within a statistical population to estimate characteristic of the whole population. Yes, students, very simple. I will give one example. Yes, you cook a rice, right? So how you test if you go to the kitchen and find a rice is cooked or no? How you find? Yes, you take some piece or we take some sample and we find that the whole rice is cooked or it is not cooked. So we will decide, we will test this, right? So same way, sampling also done same way, students. Very few number of we will take and we will test them, and then we say that the full population is being tested. Same way, here we see in our India, what we do, we elect our MLA, MPs are there, or leaders. We select our leaders. Leaders will decide the budget and they will distribute to everyone. Same way in the college, what we do here, sampling we do here, students. What we do, HODs and principal will be discussing and they will send the notice. So remaining all staff, students, everyone will follow. So here we follow the sampling. Yes, students, it is large application we have. So again, sampling a process of selecting a subset or part from a large group in such a way that information estimated from the subset can be generalized to the larger group. That is what I was just discussing, that suppose HOD and principal will decide what should be done, how exams are conducted, classes are conducted. They will decide and they will circulate to the larger population. So this is one sample we have taken. There are leaders also work same way. So what is betterment for the people, or the betterment of the area, city, villages, what is the better opinion is there? This small sample will select and they will apply to the larger group. So therefore they are all following the sampling, students. Okay. Then we have few definitions you have to remember, or you see, you should know what are the definitions we have. That is sample size. What is sample size? Yes. So every branch has one HOD, and every college has one principal, right? So then the number of HODs and principal all together, the number of units is going to be a sample. Here we can see again selected members, selected leaders from the every district or state will be again will become the number of units. That is sample size we take. Okay. Then we can see the sampling frame. How they frame? List of each and every individual in the population. Yes. These members or whoever we are going to take, the leaders or our in the college, if you take the your CR is there, right? They must be in the population. Huh? Please remember, don't take outside the population. They must be the in that population itself. Then the list of this is going to become our sampling frame. Yes, friends. Next, we will go to the variables. Yes. So variables means what? Quality and quantity is, remember, we are going to take the quality or quantity which is liable to show variation from one individual to the next in the same population. So therefore we are going to choose few quality or quantity individual from the population. So it may be any. So therefore it will become variable. Then for this variable, what is variate? Individual observation of any variable is nothing but variate, student. So what is this variate means? What this individual is being selected, yes, he is going to observe the remaining population. So therefore this individual observation of any variable which is selected in the sample is nothing but the variate. Yes, student. So after knowing the word, at least remember the sample size, sampling frame, variable, variate. Okay. Then we see definitions. Yes, students, we'll come to the what is population? Collection of items under consideration. We have sample is a part of population selected for study. So this is very, very important. Why we select this? We want to study. Case study we will do, survey study we will do, right? All this study we are going to do. Then few symbols you should remember. N is nothing but the population. Here capital N. Mu is nothing but the population mean. Then sigma is nothing but population standard deviation. Pi is nothing but the population percentage. In statistics we take the same symbol as N is sample size, X is sample mean, S is sample standard deviation, and D is equal to sample percentage. So next we will come to the types of sampling methods. Yes, friends. So this is a brief idea I'm giving of sampling, distribution, and testing of hypothesis. So please just note down this. Next, there are types of sampling methods. So what are the types of sampling methods, students? Yes, the sampling methods are divided into two types. That is non-probability sampling, and then we have here probability sampling. Non-probability samplings are what, students? It is convenience and purposive. So in probability sampling, simple random is there, stratified is there, systematic is there, cluster is there. So we will be focusing on the probability sampling. Our study is only related to this probability sampling, students. You can see a very important statistics we get here, and which is very very important for everyone to collect all these probabilities. Non-probabilities are like simple example I've given. When rice is cooked, yes, they are non-probability. We don't have the correct idea about number of samples and all. We don't collect. We just take the non-probable sample and we conclude that it is cooked or not. We finish. But here, probability we don't. We collect the statistics properly and we'll simplify this. So this is our important discussion on probability sampling. Yes, students. Next, we'll go to the simple random sampling. Yes, please note that. As you guess by the name, this is the most common approach to random sampling. Yes, we always do the random sampling. Suppose you go to the any shop, right? We choose a good dress, good shoes, good boot, right? We just selected randomly, and whichever is suitable for us, we select it and we'll bring it. So this always everyone does this random sampling. So you can just see here, simple random sampling means simply to put every member of the population into a big group. Yes. So if you again take the groups, yes, populations are again groups. What we do, yes, if all the students take admission in GIT, it is again being distributed to the groups randomly. Students are selected for mechanicals, then students are selected for civil, students are selected for different groups randomly, right? So this is all about the simple random sampling. As long as every possible choice is equally likely, means yes, it is your choice to choose the branch, right? And then you randomly choose one branch and then you will be put it in that one big group. So therefore they are equally likely, means what you like, which branch you like, it will be distributed. So this is what all about the simple random sampling. One example I have taken, suppose in a birthday party, what you do, students? Yes, you play the game, right? Put everyone's name into jar, then choosing the names at random from each team. So therefore, just a simple game of jar we are going to play. The names are put it in the jar, and you select the randomly. We don't know what is the name. We just select it randomly. So therefore, we are actually doing here simple random sampling, students. Okay. Next example I have taken here, that is bingo game. Here what we do? Yes, balls are there. Yes, every possible numbers are placed inside a mechanical cage. So we have the collar rotator. The cage rotates the tumbles around the ball inside. Then what you do? You select one ball at a random. So this is all about the. This is simple random sampling. Next year we have a little bit change, so you should be very careful. It is stratified random sampling. What you do in this, students? Yes, please remember, in stratified random sampling we divide into groups. First only we divide red on one side. Suppose the color balls are there, right? Red color balls one side, yellow color balls one side, green color balls one side. We divide it first only, and then one by one from each group we will choose. One or more choices are made. Yes, definitely, because from red also we have to choose one, from yellow also we have to choose one, and from green we have to choose one. Yes, so like this we will can take the one choice. So this type of random sampling is nothing but stratified random sampling, because what we are doing, we are first only grouping them, dividing in different groups. So one example I have taken here, another, that is survey about timekeeping. Yes, very, very important. Many they follow the time, right? They join the class on time, some they don't join. Might divide the population by time zone, then take 100 random sample per zone. Yes, so just we have done the survey about timekeeping. Okay, next example I have taken here, study on tax reform might stratified a population according to income, then take random samples from each stratum. So what is this means? Suppose all the students got the job, right? Then if all the students get at least minimum 5 lakhs per year, then how much is the tax we are going to implement there? Yes, it may be 10% is there. Suppose some students got 20 lakh per year salary for the job, then for them they are earning more, therefore the tax again will increase, it will become 20%. So we are grouping 5 lakh students, 5 lakh students getting salary, 10 lakh salary taking students. So we'll divide this like this, and then we will apply the percentage. 5% income tax is there, 10%. So this type of why they follow this study on taxes reform. This is due to stratified random sampling. Yes, friends. So therefore we do stratified random sampling. Next, we see what is cluster sampling. Yes, please see here, very, very important. In this cluster sampling also, we choose clusters at random, then take sample from them. Yes, some cluster aren't sampled also, but still we choose them. So that is cluster sampling. See, data is only collected from the chosen cluster, right? Means cluster is a group which they collect the data and keep. The cluster sampling is often used in market research. Means few groups are already there. From that group, and again we are going to take a group. There we are going to collect the sampling. Means suppose you have all the polling booths in Belgaum, right? So there are again you go and vote everywhere. So from that voting booth, again we will make another group, and then we start collecting all the data. So therefore, this is a cluster sampling. Suppose you what you do, students that 5 units are given. You first group it. We have already grouped in units. What you do in that group also, you again choose very, very important questions and very difficult problems you try to solve. So again second time you are doing the sampling, which is again clustered sampling the students. Okay, one example I have taken here, a company interested in a brand penetration may lack the resources to survey an entire city. So company cannot go and survey the entire city. So what, instead of doing this hectic work, roaming around the city, what they do, they would divide the city into cluster based on area. Choose the cluster at a random. They will choose any area and test the population of their brand, and they find that they have done the sampling using cluster sampling. Is it clear? The next example I have taken a statewide survey. So full state we have means again it will take lot of time. You don't have that much of time because this is, you're going to reduce the time, no? So therefore what you do, you just survey testing the average testing heart rate, right? The state would divide into cluster based on countries, then choose country at a random to test. So same way they will survey the Karnataka, then they will find out the one area particularly, and they will come with the collected data, or they will collect statistics, right? So this is all about cluster sampling. Then we have multi-stage sampling, friends. Yes, multi-stage itself says that multiples. Yes, multi-stage sampling is exactly what it says on the label. Sampling process that uses more than one kind of sampling. Yes, suppose you are not interested only cluster sampling, stratified sampling, simple random sampling. You do 2 samplings at a time or 3 samplings at a time, so that you, this type of sampling is nothing but multi-stage sampling. Suppose example I have taken here, students. Same business referred above, whichever we have taken in the last example, the one that used cluster sampling to study brand penetration might break down the neighbor cluster into strat according to income and take a sample random sampling from each subgroups. Yes, what they are doing. One business, they are going to refer from what we have taken in the previous example. From that, brand penetration we are going to do means we are going to find which brand is been popular in that area or in the city. So what we do, we take one area or we divide into cluster and then we find out. That is one case, right? That is cluster sampling. What we do, then we leave that again. What we do again in the next time, we will take all the data, all the samples we take from the full area. Suppose there are 5 clusters are there, we collect only one cluster and we collect the data. This is one cluster sampling, right? Next time what we do, we take all the 5 clusters and then we collect all the income and we calculate the data. That is nothing but the multi-stage sampling. Means it is we are going to collect the simple random sampling also. Means there are two types of sampling we have done here. Next example I have taken. Likewise, after establishing cluster based on area, the natural disaster survey might stratify each according to the age before selecting samples in order to determine any disproportionate effect based on age. Yes, students. So again, in the today's scenario, we can just see we have coronavirus is there. So they are again done the survey. Yes, students. Survey is very large application we have. They done the survey. They calculated that above 60 years there must be you're going to take the vaccines and all because the death rate was more. Then this they divided into cluster, but they come to know that again for the lower age area like more than 45 age is also affected. Then the cluster sampling is again removed. Then they went for the now group sampling now. And again in the recent days you can see this is going to be simple random sampling. Means they are going to distribute for all, that is 18 plus students, 18 plus peoples will also get the vaccine. So this is how they come up with the sampling, students. Okay, so this is a very large application we are here. Yes. So understanding all these things, now we are going to go for mathematically sampling with replacement. Yes, friends, what we are going to do? Yes, looking at the sample, we are going to replace this. So when sampling is done with replacement, so that population is back to the same form before the next sample member is picked up. So what we do, suppose again we have done the cluster sampling. Suppose if I take 5 clusters, right, and I pick one. So next member who comes or next whoever is going to select or pick up the sample, again we will just replace it. Means we will make it again neutral. Again then again we will divide it by cluster and again he is going to choose one sample. So like this, it is nothing but sampling with replacement. Means you, if say there are few balls are there in the cage, right? So one person will pick one ball. Next time you just rotate it, all the balls are again mixed inside the samples. Again, next person can select a new ball. So that is what sampling with replacement. So please remember here, this E of x bar is again mean, a collection of the mean we are going to do, which is nothing but equal to, we will take this mu, or the variance we are going to take here, variate x bar, that is mean of this will be equal to sigma square upon n. This will be helpful for solving the example. Will again uh, revise when we solve the example. These things I will discuss there. Sampling without replacement from finite population. Yes, student, please understand this. Very, very important. When a sample is picked up without replacement, okay, from a finite population, the probability distribution of the second random variable depends on the outcome of the first picked up. Yes, then n sample members do not remain independent means suppose there are again 5 clusters are there. One is picked, the next person will not pick the same, no, so it will be, there will be only 4 clusters are remaining. So like this, one by one the clusters will be picked without replacement. So we will not replace this, now we will not mix this again, we'll keep it as it is, 5 clusters only. So one person will take one cluster. Suppose first person will take one, then only 4 will remain. Second person will take one cluster, then there will be 3 clusters remaining. So like this, sampling without replacement, then will not mix. So another example, same way ball. If one person picks the ball, he will take the ball with him. Next person will come and another ball he will choose and he will go. But sampling with replacement, what we do? Again, we will put that ball in the cage and rotate. So this is how sampling with replacement, sampling without replacement, students. So here just denotation you should remember here, u of x bar is equal to mu, and here variance x bar is equal to sigma x bar, and this formula we are going to use in the example, students, that I will again revise in the when we solve the examples. Yes, friends. Next we have, yes, sampling distribution of the variance. Yes, friends. This formula also we are going to use in the example. So please remember this. We use a sample statistics called sample variance to estimate the population variance. So the sample variance is usually denoted by S square. Just please remember this. Okay. Sample distribution of variance is denoted by S bar. S bar is equal to summation I 1 to n xi minus xi. X bar is nothing but mean. Please remember the whole square divided by n minus 1. So the total number minus 1 they have taken here. So next we have sampling from normal population. So just they have taken one random x, and which is equal, nearly equal to the normal population or the universe. Then this follows this normal population, friends. Okay, so here this is again very important, students. What you have done till now, you have just selected the sample. Let it be your random sampling is there, cluster sampling is there, multi-stage sampling is there. You have selected. After that, what? Yes, after selecting the sample, the main work starts here. Same way, after you are collecting the certificates, means after you are completing your engineering, what next? You are going to go for job. So in that job, what you are going to do? Yes, they will check your skills, they will test the hypothesis, how much you have studied, how much sincere you are, how much obedient you are you skilled for the job or no. All this will be tested here. So same way in mathematics also, whatever the sample we are going to test will be, we are going to do for testing of hypothesis. So this is very important. Suppose again, yeah, the company is there, all in type of engineers are required, like mechanical engineers are required for production, electrical engineers are required for maintenance of the electricity, and then again civil engineers are required for surveying the area. Like likewise we have again computer science engineers are required for maintaining the computers. Like this all we will select. Okay, all will get the job, right? Then now after getting selected, now they will test. What will test here? On the basis of sample information, yes, so they have given the jobs now. Okay, we make certain decisions about the population. Yes, they will give some restriction rules and regulations. In taking such decision, we make certain assumptions. Yes, students, very important. First, whenever we take the samples, we have to assume. That is very important. What is correct or wrong, we will go through next. But first, this sample is always we take assume. So such these assumptions are known as statistical hypothesis. What is statistical hypothesis, friends? Just we assume that this people are going to do this work, this mechanical students are going to do this work, this subjects they are going to study, computer science students are going to study this subject. We will just select some statistical hypothesis. Now this hypothesis are to be tested. Am I right? So assuming the hypothesis correct, Yes, very, very important, students. Whatever you have collected now, samples, now we are going to assume that this hypothesis is correct directly. Okay, then we calculate the probability of getting sampling methods. This is what we are going to do here. Means you are first, suppose one example I will tell you. You have written the exam now, right? What you assume, this answer is correct, and you submit. Am I right? Yes. So what you do, you just think that randomly these answers are correct, and then you send, you submit. Then the calculation start. Probability of getting sampling method. So we will follow the method. So in the observation samples, we just see if this probability is less than a certain assigned value. Yes, students, whatever the you have submitted the answers. Okay. So I'm giving this example because this is related to your testing of hypothesis only. This is a testing of hypothesis. Everywhere this has been done. Yes. So you submit the answers. Then we start assigning the values. Means we start correcting your papers. When we assign, the hypothesis is to be rejected. Yes, students. So what it says, if the probability is less, means your answer is not up to the mark, or your answer is not correct. Whatever the assigned value is there, then the hypothesis will be rejected. So this is how we are going to test the hypothesis. Okay. Suppose if the probability is greater, means whatever answer you have got is correct, then whatever you have written, you will get the full marks, or hypothesis is to be accepted. So this is what we do every time. Yes, students. Then we go to the null hypothesis. Some are there. Some students are there. They don't follow. So for them, there is another hypothesis, that is null hypothesis. Means null hypothesis is based for analyzing the problem. Yes, null hypothesis is the hypothesis of no difference. Means there are some students that they give some reasons. Sir, this things happen, this thing happened. Then we have no significance. Means there is, we cannot accept these reasons. After exam, there is no acceptance of the anything. So same way here, we shall perform that there is no significance difference between the observed value and expected value. Yes, students, we can just see here what is the observed value. Whatever you have written, you will get the marks. Expected is that full marks you want, right? But whatever you have written, whatever you have done the hard work and written the exam, definitely you will get the expected values. But there are some students that there will be no signal, though nothing will be done. Then we shall test whether this hypothesis is satisfied by the data or not. If the hypothesis is not approved, the difference is considered to be significant. Yes, students, very, very important. This is, if the hypothesis is approved, then the difference would be described as due to sampling fluctuation. Yes, students. So you can just see some they expect that, sir, I will get 25 out of 25, or in the final exam they say that they will get out of out, but still there will be some marks are reduced. This is because of sampling fluctuation. So you should be very much careful that whatever you are going to test or whatever you're going to submit the answers, they are correct or no, you have to verify it first. Then we will see this in the null hypothesis. So null hypothesis is denoted by H naught. So this is just an idea about null hypothesis. Then yes, students, there are errors. Yes, we are discussing about these errors are very, very important. In sampling theory, to draw a valid inference about the population parameter on the basis of the sample results. Yes, students, we got what we want, good result, right? But to get good results, we should see that what are the errors made. So if you make some error, yes, definitely you can see the marks you are going to lose. So here we see, we decide to accept or to reject. Means you will get the full marks or you may get zero also. Okay. So the lot after examining a sample from it. Yes, we'll examine, we study, we do all these things, but still the answers are accepted or they are rejected. Yes, so this is because of errors. As such, we are liable to commit the following two types of errors. Yes, students, in the exam also we have done two types of errors. Errors are made by everyone. Without error, if you don't do error, then what we are called as? We are called as God, no? Yes or no? So therefore, we make error because we are human being. Human beings will make error, right? So all the students will not get 25 out of 25. Some students will make error that will be rejected. So therefore, suppose, okay, there are two types of error again, very important students. In the example, we are going to use this type two types of error. I am representing this errors with your exams. Okay, so because recently only we have finished the exam first time and I'm checking the papers, right? If H naught is rejected, yes, suppose if H naught is rejected while it should have been accepted. So this is first error. So one, I will accept one that in the quiz, one question has two answers. So actually first it was rejected, right? Only one option was correct. Then after going through the analyze, after sampling this one study, we came to the conclusion that there are, for the one question there is two answers, so it is accepted. So therefore, if this would have been done, that is H naught is rejected, then this is a type 1 error. Is it clear? So then which would have been accepted actually, but it has rejected. So this is type 1 error. Type 2 error, it is accepted while it should have been rejected. So there are again vice versa students. Yes, means suppose in the first error, if your answer is correct, right, but still the hypothesis is rejected, means you don't get the marks, then that is type 1 error. And the second type, you have written wrong answer, but you have got full marks. Is it understood? This is type 2 error. So if H naught is accepted while it should have been rejected. So I'll just repeat this again error because this is important. If H naught is rejected while it should have been accepted, means you have written correct answer, but the marks is deducted or it is rejected. Your answer is rejected. That is type 1 error. Type 2 error, you have written wrong, but you have got full marks. Then that is type 2 error. So please remember these errors. And then we have very important graph, that is level of significance, friends. So there are two critical reasons which covers 5% and 1% area of the normal curve. The shaded positions are critical regions. So we will discuss this in the examples also. Please remember, this is the critical regions. This side in the graph, area of acceptance. If this is accepted, this is rejected. This is accepted, this is rejected. So test of significance of large sample is done. Yes. So if there is large sample, we cannot go for the different types of any distribution. Only binomial distribution is very important for the large sampling. So this is already done in the previous semester also. We have seen binomial distribution was a large enough for to calculate the distribution, and you can see this is 5% of the atom lies outside. So you can just see normal distribution is the limit case of binomial distribution. When n is large enough, for normal distribution 5% of the atom lies outside, while only 1% of atom lies outside. Yes, so there are two now. 5% is one distribution, 1% is one distribution. This all we are going to discuss in the examples. If mod z is less than 1.96, difference between the observed and expected number of success is not significant at the 5% level of significance. Though they may ask you that 5% of significance will be what? So mod z must be less than 1.95. This is the meaning you are going to simplify. So first we find the value of z. Please remember, first you have to find the value of z. What is the z formula? X minus mu upon sigma. X is nothing but standard normal variate, and z is nothing but standard normal variate. X is nothing but observed number of success. Yes, friends, you can see we have already done this success and normal variate in the previous semester also. Please remember that It will be helpful. Next option we have, this is B. If mod z is greater than 1.96, difference is significance at 5% level of significance. So they will ask 5% level of significance is what? Yes, it must be mod z is greater than 1.96 you should get. Then they may ask that test the hypothesis of the given sample. It must be 5% level of significance. Yes, it is not significance at 5% level of significance when the mod z which you calculate is less than 1.96. Suppose if mod z is less than 2.58, then we say this is not significant at 1% level of significance. Is it clear, friend? Just remember this. If mod z is greater than 2.58, then we say this difference is significant at 1% level of significance. This is just cases. I will show you in the examples, students. Okay. So next we have again level of significance. This is all described about the graph. This is critical region is there, rejected. This is accepted area is there. This one side of the right hand side is P and one side of the left hand side is Q. Can anybody tell me what is P plus Q is equal to? Yes, students.
One, sir.
Is it one? Very good. Nice. Very good. You remember that. So this is how the level of significance is there. This is all described about the level of significance. 5%, 1%, and 2.5%. So there are three now. One is 1% significance. Then we have 5% significance. 2.5 is critical. So remember this three. Okay. So next we have again simple sampling of attribute. So we are going to use this formula. Standard deviation is square root npq is there, where q is nothing but success. We have already seen q is equal to 1 minus p. P is nothing but success. Sorry, p is success. Q is equal to 1 minus p. So p plus q is equal to altogether 1. So this all things you have to remember. And again, this is testing of significance for large samples. So we are going to use this formula and we see 5% significance, 1% significance. So keep this in mind. Okay, students. Yes, students. So very, very important. This is last part, that is advantages of sampling. So what are the advantages here, students? There are many advantages of sampling methods over census method. They are save time and labor. Yes, students. By using this sampling, we can come to the conclusion that how the time is saved and our labor work is also saved. Next, we have results is reduction of cost in terms of money and man hour. Yes, very, very important. Whatever you get the results, students, you will get a good job and you get a good money and you will get a you will paid very well for a hourly basis. Yes, students. So results are very, very important. Even in the samplings, results is very important. Ends up with a greater accuracy of results. Yes, by doing this sampling, students, you will be getting an accurate results, that this will happen even after you finish your career or you finish your education. Definitely you will get an accurate job, you will get an accurate direction, you will get skilled about the job, and definitely you find because of the result you definitely prosper everywhere. So this is third point. Fourth point has greater scope. Yes, students, please remember, after doing this sampling means after your study, after your hard work, sincere, obedient, right? So all these things will be, definitely you will become a great scope. When you go for job, there they are going to test your ability, they are going to test your how much you will work, how much you are sincere, how much you are obedient, how much you are hard worker, how much is your skill. Everything will be done by this sampling. Yes, this is fourth point. Fifth point, we have the has greater adaptability. Yes, student, this is very, very important for all the students. I tell you that you have to adopt the situation, students. Now already you have adopted. See, you are all studying online classes, you are giving online exams. Yes, maybe in the future you are going to do work from home. So you are going to adopt. If you adopt, you will become a great success. You will get a great success. You will become a good. You will be achieving your goals. Yes, students. So here also sampling, if you do, has a great adaptability. So everyone selects you if you are obedient, sincere, time saving, you are accurate, your results are good, right? Definitely you will be scoped, you will be adopted, you will get a job everywhere. Yes, friends, very, very important this is. Next, we have the sixth point. If the population is too large, or the hypothetical sampling is the only method to be used. Yes, students, you can see, you go, this is the last point. So simple example I'm giving about your career. If you do all these things, that is time savers is there, results are good, right? Your results accuracy is there, your working skills are there, your adaptability is good, right? Then you find that, then let them test anything, let them take your quiz, let them you take the interview, right? Easily, students, you will be selected in the hypothetical sampling. Yes, students, so this is all about the advantages of sampling, students. Yes, students, so this is a brief idea about the sampling I have given today. So thank you so much, students. We will continue in the next class. Yes, students.